Whew, I'm sweating my ass off trying to get this recorded. Sitting in front of these hot lights. You can't see them right now. I have a ring light right here, and then I have my key light over here. And of course the two behind me. And we've been kind of going through a heat wave in the Seattle area. And a lot of people don't know this, but about 70% of Seattle actually doesn't have AC. And one of those people is me. I'm over this already. But we're going to get it done today. This evening we have quite the spicy topic, and that is subscription services within gaming. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. This is just my opinion. I'm a single game player. You know, story modes, stuff like that. I don't play a lot of online or multiplayer. Those aren't large interest of mine. So let's get that out of the way. I understand a lot of people are going to disagree with me. That's okay. It's okay to have differences in the world. Trust me, we can get along. But anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there. You know, this is just my opinion. I know a lot of people might think otherwise, but subscription services are just not for me. I try to have the least amount of them as possible. And fun fact, I've actually never owned a gaming subscription. I've never had PlayStation Plus. I've never had Game Pass. Actually, I have had Nintendo Online for like the 3-month service or whatever. It's like $3 or something. That's probably the best value out of the three, dollar-wise, I would say. You know, let's not take that out of context. You know, obviously I understand Game Pass is going to offer newer games and newer titles. They all, you know, PlayStation, Xbox, they both seem like they're about $20 per month from what I can see. And then you have your premium levels and stuff like that and so on and so on. But if I was ever going to subscribe to one of these services, which I have no intentions of doing so, but if I did, I would go with the base model. That's for sure. With that out of the way, you know, one of the biggest issues I have with subscription services, and this is no one's fault but my own, I just know myself, there's a certain thing called, I think it's called decision paralysis, and you basically get anxiety and you become overwhelmed by too many options and you can't make a decision. You see a lot of those videos on the internet where people are like sitting on the couch scrolling through their digital games and they're like, man, gaming just doesn't hit anymore. It's not the same. Can't find anything I enjoy. I don't love it like I used to. And I think it's more a case of just having too many options to choose from. Now, I'm a physical collector. I like to collect physical games and physical media, Blu-rays, games, you name it. That being said, I have a target list and I have a catalog I keep up with and keep track of everything, and I limit the amount of games basically for each console to a degree. You know, like PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, I'm probably gonna have about 40, 50 games for both of those consoles, and I don't need much outside of that. You know, my PS4 collection is nearly complete. I probably have like 40 something games for it. And then you look at a system like the Nintendo 64. You know, there's maybe 10 games I want to own for that, and everything else I'm probably not gonna play. And that's kind of how I feel with these subscription services. They offer a lot of filler and a lot of games that I really am not interested in. And on top of that, I don't want to be charged monthly if I'm not always using a service. Now, I know for some people they are more of a casual gamer, and that's where the appeal of this is going to mostly go to, I believe. I think subscription services are mostly for casual gamers, and that's not an insult to anybody. It doesn't mean you're a bad gamer or anything like that. It just means you casually play games. You jump in every now and then, and I think a subscription service would be perfect for this type of individual. Someone that's only going to play a handful of titles throughout the year, and you're probably going to get your money's worth out of these subscription services. But for me, you know, I've already beaten, I think, 20 games this year. And they were all kind of laid out and planned. You know, games come out throughout the year and something might hop on the list that I originally didn't have. But for the most part, I kind of know what I'm going to play, and everything I'm going to play I already know is a good game. Just like most of the games in my collection, I already know it's going to be a game I'm going to like, and if I'm not interested and I don't play it anymore, I can just sell it as well. The bottom line also is just like Netflix or Disney Plus, Peacock. A lot of times I'll be scrolling through there trying to figure out what I actually want to watch, and I don't find anything, or I'll click on something, watch 30 minutes of it and not be interested, and then just go to YouTube or something like that, or start playing a game. But I feel like this would happen a lot with the subscription services, like kind of like my modded Xbox. Like there's so many games on there and access to arcades and PS1 games, original Xbox games, and I hardly play it. You know, I wish I would pick it up a little bit more, but you know, there's so many options, it's hard to kind of choose where I want to even get started. Like I said from the jump also, like this could be 100% a personal issue of mine. I completely understand some people have no issue with having 0 physical games, and hopping on and playing, you know, 3 or 4 games a year is enough for them. And hey, if that satisfies you and that's enough for you, that's awesome. This is a perfect service for you. On that note, you know, I'm sure a lot of these services probably started at like $10 per month. Now they're up to about $20 per month. Next thing you know, it'll be $30, $40, $50. And then people will continue to pay and pay more and pay more and pay more. And it's gotten just out of control with all these subscriptions just in general, with movies and games. I mean, we're paying more than we originally did with cable with all these subscriptions combined. And I don't even own Netflix anymore because of the increases in not being able to share the account. I have Disney Plus and I have Peacock. Peacock's probably the best deal. You know, it's probably like, I think it's like $5.99 or something like that. And there's a lot of great shows on there like Yellowstone and Suits. But I can't really justify having like 4 or 5 different ones because it goes back to the original thing I'm talking about. Too many options, too many things to choose from. I like having a smaller collection of games or movies that I know I love and I can continue to watch over and over again. I love like replay value in a movie or in a game, and that's the stuff I like to own. And on top of that, these subscription services, they don't offer every game too. Like I was saying earlier, with the PlayStation 1, I think the only one out of the Resident Evil trilogy you can play is the original. I don't think Resident Evil 2 is on there, and I don't think Resident Evil 3 is on there. And the same thing with the Nintendo Switch. I wanted to try the online because I wanted to go back and play some of the older Pokemon games. Well, guess what? They don't have those original Pokemon games like Red and Blue on there. It's BS. So, might have Yellow. But the point being is, it's not for me. I understand it works for a lot of people. But I just have 0 interest in getting one of these subscription accounts. If you have an abundance of money and you want to have a lot of physical games, a lot of digital games, all the subscription services, that's fantastic. But I only have so much money I could put towards certain things like entertainment and collecting and some of my hobbies. You know, I'm married, I have a normal job, I'm a normal guy. I don't make money off these YouTube videos, so I would appreciate it if you like and comment and subscribe, because that helps a smaller channel like me grow where I can make money, and maybe I could afford some of these subscriptions in the future and try them out. But for the time being, you know, I think the physical collecting for me just works. You know, not only will some of this stuff go up in value over time, so it's a good investment, But on top of that, I can get rid of it. I can pass it down. Lots of things I can kind of do with it. And in terms of the subscription services, I don't really see a reason. The only thing I would consider is maybe Game Pass, because if I bought an Xbox, I would probably just get the S, because I'm not really interested in collecting for the newer Xbox. A lot of titles don't even come to the Series S that I want, and I already have a PS5. So if I did want to jump into that ecosystem, it would be with the Series S. I would go all digital and then probably only get Game Pass and not even buy games for it. The only games I would play with would be Game Pass. It would just be a Game Pass machine. Or, you know, you can just get Game Pass on the PC. One of those two options. So that's probably the best one in terms of value out of the bunch. The PlayStation one just doesn't seem worth it at all right now. And as a PlayStation fan, I'm saying that. Nintendo is priced really well, but I don't think necessarily the games on there are anything to write home about. It is a good value, especially if you have a family. And of course, the Game Pass is probably the best option out of the three. But just want to kind of come on here and give my opinion, because that's what I do. Sorry I haven't had a video lately because it's been hot as shit and in the 90s. And I'm ready to turn these lights off and hopefully get some sleep, because it's toasty in here. So I hope you liked the video. Hope you got something out of it. Stick around. We got some good stuff coming soon. Really fun Nintendo Switch video coming soon. So stay tuned for that. And a lot of other great stuff I got planned for Halloween too. Hope everyone's having a great summer. Until next time, stay blessed.